Hi everyone, today I'm going to talk to you about quantum leaps. A quantum leap is a big, massive shift. It's a big change that occurs in your life, and it is really significant, and it happens really quickly, and it's usually preceded by negative emotion, like a build up of negative emotion where you just go, I can't do this anymore, and you take massive action, and then you get this quantum leap change in your life, this massive shift. Now, changes usually happen in two ways. They happen like that in a quantum leap, which is probably not always the most advisable. Sometimes it is. It works out really well. The other way that you can do it is by small incremental changes. So they still have a lot of significance and a lot of value, but there's less of a shake-up, less of a massive transformation. Now, there's a time when I had a quantum leap. I've had a couple actually, but the one that I'm going to talk to you about today is when I lost a significant amount of weight. So I was in this state of kind of like walking around with a skinny girl in my head, and it took an experience where I was at a family get together. In fact, it was my daughter's blessing, and I got all these photos back after the blessing and CDs full of pictures, and I just had to wake up and realise that I'm size 16. I am no longer a size 8 or a size 10, which I was a few years ago. Like, what on earth has happened? It's like I've been walking around in a daze, and you know, it was really traumatic, because I was just like, I don't want to be this girl. This is not me. I don't even recognise myself. And I had a bit of a, moment where I broke down. I was in tears, and that was my point where I snapped and I'd had enough, and that proceeded to massive action and massive change, and I lost a lot of weight, just under 4 stone, thereabouts, 3.5, 4 stone, in a really short space of time. I was completely focused. I was obsessed, bordering obsessed on my goal, because that's what you need to be. In order to have a quantum leap, you need to be obsessed with what it is you want to achieve. Okay, it has to take over everything. So it didn't matter what anyone else said to me about it. I knew what my outcome was going to be. I knew what I wanted to have, and I knew that I needed to have that change in my life. That was what I wanted, and I was going to get it. So I was obsessed. That is the first thing. Bordering obsessed. Very, very focused on my outcome. The second thing that I did was I spent time every day in a quiet space, and I looked at my goal, I wrote it down, I looked at pictures of what I wanted to be, I looked at strategies of how to help myself, and I focused, and it wasn't too much information. That's the thing, it was very small and very concise. So it wasn't like a overload, and I would sit in a quiet space every day, actually probably 2 times a day at least, minimum, where I thought about this and pictured myself as I was going to be, and focused on my outcome. Okay, really, really important. The third thing that I would say to you is to make it trackable. So I had a weekly metrics of my weight loss for my waist and how many pounds I lost on the scales. This is my example of a quantum leap. I lost that weight in 3.5 months, and I've never put it back on, and I've had a baby since. It is that fundamental shift where I was not that person. I did not recognise myself. I was not happy with being that way, and it needed to change, and it needed to change quickly. It was like, I can't do this anymore. And it's funny because you get a lot of kickback from other people and a lot of opinions that are kind of like put to you, but actually you don't care. If you want it enough, you do not care. You will get to that goal and you will succeed because it is so important to you. And that is how you get a quantum leap. It's usually preceded by a build-up of negative emotion. But you can bring a quantum leap into your life by following those steps. If you know what your aiming point is and you are relentless in getting to it, I mean relentless, you are solely focused on what it is you want to achieve. You do the quiet time, the meditation almost. It's a very quiet space, solitude, where you're being very gentle with yourself at this point, just looking at pictures, just reinforcing what your goal is, what your outcome is going to be. And, you know, that is usually where a little bit of magic happens too. And what I mean by that is you get ideas, your thoughts flow, and it builds. It builds. The other thing is make it trackable. This is the bit that everyone misses. Doesn't matter what it is you're doing, this is the bit that everyone misses. They miss making it simple and trackable. You need to see your results. You need to see your start point and your finish point and the journey in between. And that, my friends, is a quantum leap. You can apply this to your life for anything that you want. Anything. It doesn't need to be weight loss. Weight loss is just an example that I wanted to share with you because from going from a size 16 to a size 8 in 3.5 months is definitely a very quick time to make that shift. And you know, that was, wow, 6 years ago. And I've had a baby in between. So it shows you that when you make a quantum leap, it is a permanent shift. It's a big one that happens really quickly. I hope that's added some value. Hope you've enjoyed this.